Thank you, Sir Desmond. It's always a pleasure to serve under your guidance. And I thank the Honourable Member for West Dorset. It was a powerful speech. It was an accurate speech, and it's one that I associate myself with. Because recent reductions in UK ODA development assistance have dropped from the legally enshrined 0.7% to 0.5% and now projected 0.3% by 2027. This represents a significant retreat of UK leadership on international development and indeed on the international stage. Were ODA to remain at 0.5% of GNI in 2027, it would have totaled 15.4 billion. At 0.3, it is 9.2 billion, the lowest ODA in cash terms since 2012, and more than 6 billion reduction in support for millions of vulnerable people around the world, people whose safety, health and long-term stability are in the UK's immediate and indeed long-term interest. The Government acknowledged that this reduction will require many hard choices. When Baroness Chapman appeared before my committee in May, she told us the days of viewing the UK Government as a global charity are over. As I told the Minister then, money spent on aid and development is not charity, it is an investment. And let me give 2 examples of that. First, the support that we give to fragile and conflict-afflicted states helps stabilisation efforts and prevents the creation of conditions ripe for generating extremism, which can lead to problems that end up on UK's doorstep and a direct impact on our national security. However, aid is now being cut for victims of the raging conflict in Sudan, from 146 million to 120 million, but the casualties, the victims and the devastation is only increasing. The many millions of Sudanese civilians displaced by the war are at severe risk of food insecurity and may indeed seek security in Europe, worsening the pressure on the continent's already struggling refugee protection systems. Our lack of support for the Sudanese people over recent years has been devastating. As my committee was told last week by Shana Lewis, an independent expert who works on the ground in Sudan, the UK has refused to heed warnings and invest in atrocity prevention in Sudan over the past year, which could have been vital in preventing the horrors unfolding today in Al Fasher. Secondly, UK ODA has been vital to global health programmes, such as the Global Fund Against AIDS, TB and malaria, which has cut the combined death rate from those 3 diseases by 61%, saving 65 million lives and making it arguably the most effective global health initiative of all time. Experts warn our committee that cuts to such programmes will reverse the risks, will reverse the gains in disease prevention, maternal health and pandemic preparedness. Similarly, the Government must protect investment in global nutrition. ODA reductions in 2021 led to a cut in nutrition spending of more than 60%, while in 2023, nutrition spending was drastically cut. In Afghanistan, down 87 million to 8.9 million. Nigeria, down 11.8 million to 15.9 million. And in Myanmar, down 9.9 million to just £0.2 million. How will the Department deliver the 4 essential shifts announced by Baroness Chapman when funding, staffing and support programmes around the world are being so dramatically scaled back? It's not clear how the Government will deliver more with so much less. With US aid shut down and other governments reducing aid, instead of stepping up to fill the gap, it seems the UK is stepping further back. Most concerning is that the Government does not seem to have a strategy to manage the impact of these cuts on those affected. For example, the Government's own Equality Impact Assessment acknowledges the disproportionate impact of aid cuts on women and girls, risking the reversal of hard-won gains in that area. Previous cuts to ODA led to a 41% cut in programming to prevent violence against women and girls and a 66% cut in funding for women's rights organisations. Furthermore, even a 30% decrease in funding for sexual and reproductive health rights could lead to an additional 1.1 million unintended pregnancies. These programmes are vital for the safety of women and girls and sustainability of societies around the world. Reducing ODA is not merely a budgetary adjustment. It is a political choice. A choice not to consider the longer-term benefits of investing a small percentage of taxpayers' money in a return for vast benefits to the poorest communities around the world and to our own safety and security. I urge the government to reconsider the damaging, deadly trajectory we are on.